Hey guys, welcome back to the Trauma Center playthrough. Now, if you look at Chapter 4 there and how it doesn't, it's sort of shaped differently than Chapters 3 and 5, that means that it's just a story mission. So if you don't give a shit about the story, which I can't blame you for thinking that way, you can just press the minus button and this text will scroll at Mach 12 and you'll be able to just sort of get to the next mission no problem. So, yes.
Okay. I see what you mean.
It's not mandatory to advance the story, but it's there for the sake of getting more out of the story.
You have to watch it in order to unlock the next the next chapter. But there's no operation in chapters shaped like that. And if you press the minus button, you can get through it in like 30 seconds. So
just a fast forward option.
It's a fast forward option, yes. Although it goes at Mach 12. Later games, you press the minus button and it just skips the cutscene outright. And every chapter has an operation, so you'll just be you'll just skip straight to the briefing at the beginning where they tell you like what's wrong with them and stuff like that. And
right,
even if you don't like the story, you should read that so you know what you're doing. Still.
So wait, let me get this right. It's a cutscene you have to choose in order to get the next mission.
Yes, yes. It's just
it's basically just a cutscene.
That's weird. You think that would follow immediately, automatically after you finish the last surgery? But
that's how it happened in the DS game. Basically, it went from the end of chapter 4 to chapter 5. You got the option to save, and then it would just scroll through, and then it would go from and then it'll give you an option to save again, even though there was no operation in that mission. And this game gives you the list where you choose them. This is the only game where the Trauma Center, Second Opinion, and Under the Knife are the only games with chapters that don't have operations in them, though. The rest of them, every chapter has an operation. So, yeah. They figured out pretty quickly that was sort of dumb. So, yes. So this is, I think, the first type of operation that we don't ever see come back. So, there are a handful of unique operations, but a lot of them come back later with just new twists. You'll see a lot of car accidents and tumors, but this is a unique one where we deal with polyps in a rock star's throat, I think. So the polyps are the little glowy things there, and you just need to zap them with your zappy gun.
Is this the type of game that you get a car accident and you actually have to be a mechanic to fix the car?
No.
Or do you...
No, you just deal with a lot of broken glass.
They put the car on a stretcher. Bring the car in and just leave the person out in the street.
Damn it, I'm not losing another one.
Wrench! Oh no, the car's going into backfire. Get me the defibrillator.
Oil. This is unleaded. I need premium.
Nobody donated any premium at the blood drive or oil drive. Now I'm just imagining cars sitting in a hospital waiting room, drinking juice boxes with little bumper stickers that said "I donated."
Watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's all. That's on the TV.
Wait, they're still showing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV?
Yeah.
Oh.
So why do these things? Why do these things just randomly reappear or appear or whatever?
Gameplay. You just need to keep on zapping them.
With your zappy gun.
Yeah, with your zappy gun. I'm pretty sure that in an actual polyp operation, there'd just be 3 there, or however many are normal, and they wouldn't reappear right away. But creative liberties, gameplay.
Do you have a limit in supplies?
Yes. Well, sort of. Let's say you have the gel. If you keep on using the gel, the icon on the bottom left will go from white to orangey yellow to red to an X. If you keep on using it, it keeps on going down that way. But if you stop using it for a while, it'll go back up. So you can run out for a brief period of time.
So in the background, it'll be an assumption that they're getting you more.
Yeah, stuff like that. There's only I believe in New Blood, there's one mission where you do have a limited amount of gel and vital stabilizer fluid, which is the green stuff that I inject in my patients every now and again. And it's a challenge. The challenge is trying to get through the entire operation without using it too much. But 99% of the time in these games, as long as you take a break every once in a while and you don't overuse the same tool, you won't ever have too much of a problem with that.
Doctor, you managed to somehow use 6 gallons of disinfectant for a simple paper cut.
Hey, is it healed?
No.
Oh.
Doesn't look like a finger anymore.
Well, if the finger's not there, it can't be hurt. Ace Doctor! Get me my golf clubs.
Broken arm, huh? I better get rid of that arm.
It's not broken anymore.
Alright, so what's going on here?
Tumors, again. Although, unlike the first mission where they held your hand so much where it was basically impossible to lose, this time, you do actually have to, find more than one and stuff. It's also got a little bit of character development, too, because Angie doesn't put up with Derek's slacker shit at this point, and Derek's just sort of like, yeah, whatever, man. If you paid attention, Angie was like, there's some weird results on the graph, and Derek's like, oh, if I just remove the tumors, that'll be fine, even though there's, inflammations all over the place here. And, so, yes. We'll see where that leads as we go on. I think we covered that basically that entire plot thread in this.
I'm the main character. I'm always right.
Well, actually, no, not really. Derek fucks up. He fucks up hard in this.
Is it using too much disinfectant?
No. Spoiler alert. He basically ignores Angie's warning, and he ends up missing a tumor, which you can't see in the operation. It's just, after the fact, you realize, oh, there was a fourth tumor hidden in there somewhere. And the guy ends up having to go back into surgery with another doctor, and Derek angsts about it in a little bit. So, yeah. He fucks up hard. Although that's basically the only time where he really makes too big of a mistake. After this, he becomes a better doctor. Oh, wait, never mind. There was a fifth tumor. I forgot that there were 4 in this mission.
A hidden tumor?
Yeah, there's it's not a gameplay thing. Here, Angie's like, okay, the test results were really weird. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to use the ultrasound a whole bunch. And you have to do this. You have to, ultrasound everywhere. And you won't find everything. You won't find anything, I should say. And so Derek's like, yeah, there's nothing here. We're fine. And then Angie, after the fact, will want you to do more tests, but Derek's like, nah, I've got things to do. You take care of it. And then you realize that, oh, it turns out there was something there after all. And
I have an appointment at 1 o'clock, which I won't see until 1:45.
Okay, let's see. I needed to look on your leg. That's a service fee of $10,000.
Be sure to arrive half an hour early to fill out your insurance information.
Not to get too political, but healthcare is bullshit. I'm just gonna say that.
That's all you need to say. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, American healthcare is bullshit. All the Canadians and Europeans are like, I don't have to pay for that crap. What are you whining about? But yeah. So yeah, I think he had a meeting or a conference, and oh yeah, this totally takes place in Los Angeles. Absolutely in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it takes place.
Please ignore the Japanese signs in the background.
No, it's just the Japanese district, Ted.
Okay, I should since I've already talked about what happens plot-wise here, I should explain the confusing as fuck localization and continuity crap for Trauma Center.
So 4Kids level of bullshit, or?
No, it's not that it's 4Kids level, it's just inconsistent. Alright, so in the Japanese version of Second Opinion and Under the Knife, this game takes place in Japan. And when they localized it to the US, it takes place in America. Like Los Angeles. Or
Ace Attorney does that too, and
here's the thing. In New Blood, which is the sequel to this, they retcon it so that this game actually did take place in Japan, and there's a different team of doctors in the actual America. And okay, but then Under the Knife 2, which is a more direct sequel to this game and came out after New Blood, it goes back to this continuity taking place in America. And then, and it completely ignores the extra side stuff that was added in this game. So Naomi Kimishima, who is another playable doctor in this game, isn't mentioned at all. There's this, a whole bunch of plot stuff that doesn't make sense due to plot threads added in Second Opinion. And then when they go back to Trauma Team, which made back to that, they go back to the New Blood continuity, where Derek was Japanese the entire time. So yeah, make up
maybe
your mind.
maybe the hero has a medical condition.
What? He can't remember where he is.
I'm in Japan. Now I'm in America. Now I'm in Japan again.
Yeah, so I generally tend to go with the New Blood Trauma Team continuity most of the time. Just, I just pretend that this takes place in Japan because that's where it does.
That's generally how I handle that with any game that just tries to convince me that it's actually taking place in America for the sake of localization, but there's no place in America like this. It's so obviously Japan. Just say it's from Japan.
Well, the first 3 Phoenix Wright games are pretty good about that. It's just when you get, like, the Japanese town in the 5th game, where it's just like, yeah, this is bullshit, Capcom. Come, Apollo, let us eat our traditional American feel around the traditional American kosasu. Eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
Not to go off on a tangent. Is there any reason why? I know. I guess the answer would be for the sake of localization, but why can't it take place in Japan?
Because America or something. No, wait. It's like that in Europe and stuff too, and I'm not sure why.
I think it's just numbers, honestly. They're it's there's like a couple 100 million people in America and not as many people who play games elsewhere, you want to appeal to the widest amount of players as possible. So if they can get away with it, they'll say it takes place in America too. So So here we go. It's an operation we have a chance of losing. Now, I think the defibrillator was a mechanic that they added for the Wii version. Like, in the DS version, it's been years since I played it, but you had to do, like, CPR. But here you have to move the Wii remote and nunchuck forward, which is kind of awkward, honestly, because it doesn't want to read it sometimes. And then you gotta press the Z and B buttons at the right time on that graph thingy in order to get the heart started again.
Can you only use it when the prompt comes up?
Yeah, it's a context-sensitive thing. Clear! Clear! Doctor, I'm pretty sure his heart is clear!
Just use the defibrillator on everything.
But yeah, the reason why this is one of the few operations that you might lose is because your vitals are capped at 30 for this operation, which means that you can't, like, spam the stabilizer fluid too much. You do have to, like, keep an eye on it the entire time.
Just shower him with it.
Yeah. No, just give him an IV and just pump that stuff in there continuously.
He can't die.
So, that's the key to immortality.
Yeah, well, I seriously wonder why they don't do that at points. Like, in situations like this, it would just keep everyone alive forever.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was just hidden in there the entire time.
Congratulations, it's a glass shard.
Okay.
Ah, good. Glad that's not gonna happen again. Shit.
What the hell?
Chaos control!
But you're...
So,
I summon Satan.
Save me, Lucifer.
So yeah, you can stop time. Yeah.
Super Dr. Powers activate.
So yeah, from this point on, the game gets a lot less realistic. Not that it was terribly realistic before, but they just stopped trying at this point.
The moment the stomach gave birth to a glass shard, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, I hope you can pay child support for that, John.
So wait, just real talk. What just happened?
We stopped the time in order to save that guy. We stopped time. It becomes a gameplay mechanic later, but for now it's just a context-sensitive thing where it just happens automatically in the first couple of operations, but it does become a gameplay mechanic later on.
And that's merely for the sake of gameplay, right? That's never explained in story. Not that it really matters.
They try to explain it in the story.
Kinda. Like, it's, I think how they explained it is that it's not like magic. He can just really concentrate super hard. And
so it's basically bullet time.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand it to some degree, because when you get really focused and kind of lost in what you're doing, time does tend to slow a little bit, at least perception-wise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's how they push it here. Later games, however, one of it's called that ability with the star is called the healing touch. Later game, the doctor we're about to play as right now also has a healing touch, and that healing touch ability has your patient's vitals go up every time you do a thing correctly. Like anytime you do anything, the vitals will go up. So yeah, that's just magic. And in New Blood, you get the healing touch ability to just stop the patient's vitals from going down at all. So yeah, it's just they just decided, fuck it, we're giving them superpowers. I can imagine that they wanted to try to make it seem like not a supernatural thing, but you know, that's just not as fun. So yeah.
It's a video game. It doesn't look like this is a super serious sort of series.
Magical doctor powers.
Magic hands.
Yeah, basically. Also, Atlas with its not subtle at all religious symbolism.
Yeah, I noticed that figure on the right was blurred. He must be the evil one.
Yeah, now if I remember correctly, I think that a lot of the patients' names, most of which aren't important, but I think they're like ripped directly from, in the localization, I think they're ripped directly from like characters from like Scrubs and ER and Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that. So that's interesting, I suppose. But this operation right here, we're playing as Naomi Kimishima, spoiler alert. These missions were added specifically for the Wii remake, so you didn't do this in the DS game. And they try to push the Wii's hardware a little bit more. Like here, we're trying to fix a broken bone, and we're gonna do that by trying to put the bone back together like a jigsaw puzzle.
That's totally how it works.
Yeah, so you
It's
Well,
not.
to some extent, kind of.
But when you're
Not
holding
like-
onto
not
the
like this level,
forceps, when you're holding onto the bone pieces with the forceps, you have to tilt the Wii remote, like rotate it in order to get it to match up with the line, like a jigsaw puzzle, basically.
This looks so jittery. I would
Well,
not want
it's-
you operating on me.
Yeah, the control is super precise. Yeah, like where the pointer is super precise. But there is a little bit of leeway. Like you don't have to be 100% on. I'm just trying to really make sure.
So you
that
don't
I'm
need
there.
surgical precision.
No, well, you do if you want to get if you want to beat hard mode, but for easy mode especially, you don't need to be 100%.
Okay, so it'll snap into place if it's just close enough.
If it's close enough. You know, sometimes finding the close enough can be a little bit imprecise, but you know, it's generally pretty easy to tell. You know,
I getcha.
Where you can put it and where you can't. So yeah. Also, you see that I've been doing relatively well getting good rankings in this game, but later on, when you know I actually have to start trying, that'll stop happening. You'll see a lot of C's. Later.
Yeah. From sea to shining sea.
Yeah.
Start
also,
treating,
I know this
a
is
hemorrhoid,
Christian
and the guy
hospital.
suddenly gets a third arm.
Yeah. I know that this is a Christian hospital, but I'm pretty sure that they don't make their lights in the shape of a cross. That just seems like.
It's symbolic.
Oh no! If you want symbolic, wait till we get to New Blood, where the bad guy is literally Jesus.
What?
The bad guy.
The bad guy, yeah, the final boss.
Yeah,
is Jesus.
that's Atlas, all right.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like Atlas.
There's a bad guy in a surgery game.
That's Jesus.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Why not?